All right, well, we don't have to stick with just the idea of changing the amplitude or the period. Of course, we can change both at the same time and change some of those characteristics of the graph very easily as long as we remember those basic patterns. All right, so we've got this model right here that goes like this. If we have y equals a times sine of bx, or y equals a times cosine of bx, where a and b are constants, our amplitude is going to be found by taking the absolute value of a, whatever number is multiplied in front of the sine or cosine function, and the period is going to be 2 pi divided by b, whichever number is multiplied by x. So amplitude. Our amplitude is going to dictate where the y values go in our range. So our amplitude in this case is going to be equal to 2/3. Its absolute value would be equal to itself, so I'm going to leave it at that. The period of this function is going to be equal to 2 pi divided by whatever b is, and in this case b is equal to 4. That means that one full period will be completed within pi over 2 units. Now, the one other thing that I like to add right here is that we know our period is going to start at 0 for x, and it's going to end at pi over 2. But what we need to do is we need to find all the key points in between. So we need to get the increments for our key points, which we do by finding 1/4 of the period apart. So if we take 1/4 of pi over 2, that gives us an increment of pi divided by 8. And we're going to use that now and start adding. So 0 plus pi over 8 gives us our first key point at pi over 8. Pi over 8 plus pi over 8 is going to give us 2 pi over 8, and that's going to reduce to pi over 4. Adding another pi over 8 gives us 3 pi over 8. And then adding one more pi over 8 gives us 4 pi over 8, but that reduces to pi over 2. And now we have 5 key points starting at 0, ending at the period of pi over 2. For the y value, since this is a sine function, normally it would go 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. Now we're going to multiply each of those by 2/3. So the y values are going to start at 0. This time it'll go through 2/3. The x values, pi over 4, will go through 0. 3 pi over 8 will be at negative 2/3 for the y value, and then pi over 2, that's going to put us back to 0. So plotting all of these points on my x-axis, we can now apply our values and get a picture of our graph. Y equals 2/3 sine of x starts at 0, 0, passes through the point pi over 8, 2/3, through the point pi over 4, 0, 3 pi over 8 gives us negative 2/3, 2 pi gives us 0, and then this pattern is just going to continue repeating over and over again until we've reached however many periods we want. We're only going to do one cycle of it, but our graph will go similar to this one right here within one cycle. And then if we care to keep on going, we could see more than one cycle of this function. And so there's a picture of our graph. Y equals 2/3 x sine of 4x. Our amplitude is 2/3. The period, pi over 2. The domain, all real numbers. And the range is going to be -1 to +1.